Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Premier League 22-23 predictions.
Oh yes, the two langers are at it again.
Same channel, same channel.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Here we go from paradise.
Yes, and it has to be quick because Mike's got to go in about 15 minutes. So let's start from now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
First game, Man City against Brentford. Man City to win. Second game.
Yes. I was really surprised. Fair play to Fulham. I said last week that it was going to be just a gimme and how many, but Fulham put the battle to him, or maybe City are getting a bit tired and have their one eye on the World Cup.
Sure.
But either way, at home against Brentford, who are really struggling for a bit of form, especially away from home, I see nothing but a comfortable City victory to send them on their way.
Yeah. City were down to 10 men for an hour in that game.
That
as
is
well,
very
too.
true.
So, but still, champions, of course. The last minute Haaland scoring a penalty. It's what champions do, right?
Yeah.
They pull it out. Brentford, no away win this season, drawn 4, lost 3. I think, it's got to be City 4-0, I think, on this one.
Yeah.
Just one stat, City have won the last 11 at home. The longest is 14, I think, that from their record. And also, they've scored at least twice in the last 15. The record is Liverpool, who have 16.
16, of course we do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Bournemouth against Everton.
Okay, Bournemouth at home against Everton. Everton have been huffing and puffing, but have been poor the last few games, I have to say. Where Bournemouth have been consistently exceeding my expectations. However, I'm going to go for a draw here. Even though Bournemouth have been playing well, I think Bournemouth would be happy to hear me not say a Bournemouth victory. So let's go with a draw, 1-1.
Yeah, these two teams met during the week in the League Cup, and Bournemouth won at home 4-1.
Yeah.
But obviously different squads. Bournemouth will need that after they were 2 goals up against Leeds and 2 goals up against Spurs, and they lost both of those games. So I think winning against Everton was important for their confidence. Everton seem very rigid. They just seem grinding out. It's a draw specialist as always. I'm going to say Bournemouth to win this one at home, 2-1.
Okay.
I think they just have maybe at home the last game. They might just have a little bit more. Okay. That leads us to Liverpool against Southampton.
Which Liverpool is going to turn up. I hope, and it needs to be at this stage. A team that's relegated, just got a new manager in, haven't have time to settle them down. It needs to be a Liverpool victory here to send off in the World Cup, just with a bit of momentum behind them at the end of for the last couple of games.
That's the thing. Teams can kind of push that a little bit extra because it's the last game before the World Cup. So there's
I know some players will be minding themselves because they don't want to pick up an injury just before the World Cup.
Yes. Majority,
there isn't too many Southampton lads who will need to mind themselves, to be fair. So I'm going to go, you're at home. It's the last game for a month and a bit at home. Liverpool need to win this, and they will win it. 2-3-0.
Okay. Yeah, I think as well. I think Liverpool will win this one easily, maybe around 4-0. Southampton, 1 win in the last 9. But 2 of their 3 victories this season have been away, so they do prefer that maybe less expectation away. But I think, again, Liverpool comfortable, maybe 4-0 winners on this one. Okay. Then we have got Nottingham Forest against Palace, a hard one to call.
Hard one to call. I would look at who's at home, and I believe it's Forest are at home. They had a good win midweek in the League Cup.
Yeah, beating Spurs 2-0.
Yeah.
They scored late to equalise against Brentford. I will also, that'll feel like a win, scoring
exactly,
late.
It's taking time, but I think having faith with the manager, hopefully, I just think that there's too easy to change managers. And I'd like to see Forest being rewarded for that faith. But buying so many players to try, to compete in the Premier League just like that, it rarely works, and it definitely takes time for them to gel. Hopefully they're improving and you're getting these little patterns and interplays more.
Lingard actually, for the first time this season, he was more in the game against Spurs. hopefully that will be a sign of things to come, because they need him in that
They
role
do need him.
to link up their.
So I'm going to
under
go for a
pressure.
Forest victory. I'm going to say maybe 2-0 or 1-0.
Okay. I think I'm going to go for a Palace win on this one. Palace are very well organised,
They are.
but they've also got a dangerous front three.
Yep,
And
and
Michael
they're on
Olise.
form. They're all on form.
Yeah, they lost on penalties to Newcastle during the week, but they did beat West Ham at the weekend,
Yeah.
and they're unbeaten in their last 8 games against promoted teams. So they seem to be able to win these kind of games. And like I said, their front three of Olise, Zaha, and there's another guy as well. Ike, is it?
Mm-hmm.
They'll score goals. They're dangerous, and I think Palace's solidity down at the spine of the team and their good front players. I think a 2-1 away win on this one.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Okay. Forest, I think, still have a lot of problems. I think, but we'll see.
okay.
That leads us on to is it Spurs against Leeds, which is an exciting game.
Spurs at home to Leeds. What's
Spurs at
your
home.
reading on that?
I think I think an exciting score draw on this one. The Conte factor that we spoke about before, where he's not really happy to be there, doesn't really have faith in these players. I think the players can sense that. They lost to Forest obviously during the week. Did they beat Liverpool?
No,
They lost to
lost to
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Liverpool again, yeah. So I think there's problems at White Hart Lane. It depends what team of Leeds show up. Is it the team that
Went to
there
Liverpool.
were 8 games without a win before they went to Liverpool, but they did, and they lost to Wolves I think during the week. They had a good win last week when they came back from behind to beat Bournemouth. So it's a case of which Leeds team is going to turn up. But I think scores. I think maybe 2-2 on this one.
I'm going to go a bit more conservative. I think Spurs will get the win. They'll grind it out. It won't be pretty, but I'm thinking 1-0. 1-0 Spurs.
The thing about contest teams, they're always hard to beat, and they were solid, but they've trailed by 2+ goals in each of their last.
They have, and that's something Conte wouldn't be happy about.
Exactly,
The first half performances have been very poor by Spurs.
Yeah, so there's a disconnect there between him and his team. So, okay. Then another one, West Ham against Leicester.
Ooh, that's a tough one to call for me now. I would say Leicester have probably been the form team over the last 5 months, I'd say.
Suddenly, they just got it together.
We said it before. I believe it's a lot is to do with the increased confidence of the goalkeeper and the defence on the goalkeeper.
Sure.
So that they're listening to him.
Yeah, because they always were scoring goals. The problem was conceding.
Yes, and they conceded so many soft goals that it just really hurt them.
And they've had clean sheets. Like they've scored in the last 5 games. They've scored 11, conceded 1 against City.
There we go.
That's 4 clean sheets.
Yeah.
That's
I say a lot of credit has to be gone with the patience as well. There was time when you'd be saying Rodgers is the guy that's going to be going out the door, and they're not fully out of the woods, but. I'll go for a draw here. I think that would be a respectable result because West Ham will want as well. They're hurting after losing to Palace there last week.
Yeah.
Also,
they lost in the League Cup to Blackburn.
They lost on penalties in the League Cup. I don't think they'll be too upset about that. Personally, I think that would, like a club like West Ham when they are playing in Europe, they'd be like, that's one less distraction when they come back from the World Cup. So I'm going to go for a draw, a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I'm going to go with form. I'm going to keep saying that Leicester are going to keep this roll going. Good to see Jimmy Vardy scoring as well recently as well. So it's good to see him back on form. West Ham at home will be difficult, but I just think that we always speak about how they're older than other teams. I think the break is coming at a good time for them. I'm going to go for a Leicester win.
Okay, very good. So we got Newcastle against Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah. Chelsea, another team who seem to be having problems. I tipped them to beat Arsenal last time, but when I saw their starting lineup, I see a lot of weaknesses in that team. You got like a 38-year-old, what's his name?
Silva,
but his partner is Chalboa. And we spoke about that. What's his name again?
Koulibé.
No, the Brazilian guy. Silva,
yes.
Silva needs a strong partner with him. And up front, Sterling was never going to be a kind of a. He's a sunshine player. He plays well when when the team is playing well. So Newcastle form team top 3 position at the moment.
Yes, deservedly so.
Yeah, won their last 5 games. Almiron, who was like at the butt of jokes
Yeah.
up to a few five games ago, suddenly has found a golden streak.
Can't stop scoring.
Kieran Trippier as well.
Well, he's a proven guy.
proven.
And,
Third highest to create chances for teammates in the Premier League.
yeah.
I think that there's only got to be one winner on form on this one. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win, maybe 2-1 or 2-0.
And I'm not going to be. I'm being more conservative because Chelsea, I still think, are a good, solid squad. I think Potter will enjoy setting them up for catch people on the break.
You look forward to the break, the winter break. Well, most
Well,
of them
he'll
will be
want
away.
yeah.
Most of them will be away,
Most
though.
will be on World Cup duty. Fate is shown for Sterling Cup going to the World Cup. But anyway, I will go for a score draw, maybe even 2-2.
Okay. Yeah, an exciting game, though, I think.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
it will be an exciting game.
Okay, that leads us on to the Sunday games, right? We've got Wolves at home to Arsenal. For this one, okay, Arsenal, I think, will be happy that the break is coming. I think that the young team, so many games, they're running out a little bit of steam. Especially, they're not so bad in defence, but trying to get through in the front line. They're running out of ideas in the front line. They're not as dynamic as they were at the start. Wolves will probably sit back. Wolves are the lowest scorers in the Premier League. I think Arsenal will win, but I think it will be a very low-scoring, nervy game for Arsenal. I think maybe 1-0 for Arsenal.
I'm going to go, I'll just keep it short, I'm going to go 0-0. For the exact reasons he said. There's a tiredness there. You see Jesus, Martinelli and Saka. They're always playing the 3, which is good. Liverpool had it when the boys were on form with Firmino and Mane and Salah. But it does get, you do get battle fatigue. And I think Arsenal have been top of that table for a while. And with City breathing down their neck, there's pressure and tension in every game.
Yeah.
And I especially Jesus, he works so hard.
That's right, yeah.
Normally he gets breaks when he was with City. He's not getting them. He didn't want the breaks, but it's one thing a player doing it. It's another thing the body telling you need a break. And he's goal and scored and his goals created.
He's coming very deep.
I think have dropped
into midfield.
because he's getting himself sucked in deeper. Yeah.
Well, I did watch a video where it was tactically used to free up space on the left
defenders.
side.
Yeah.
So sometimes Arteta can use that tactically.
He can use it sometimes,
bring
but it's
people-
just more and more happening.
He needs to be in to score a few goals for his confidence.
Anyway, so I'm going 0-0. Brighton Villa.
Brighton Villa beat Man United. Well, I mean, everyone can beat Man United, right?
On their day, except Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yes, yeah. Plus United, they'll rise to the occasion because the talent is there.
Oh yeah. I mean, they had a good win there in the EFL Cup. They beat Villa. They had their revenge on them there
last night.
Yeah, last night in the EFL Cup.
Okay.
And a really exciting player in that young Argentinian on the wing. Whether he gets to start or not is another thing, or whether you put him definitely would have him as a substitute. Brighton have been really good. So I will go for a win for Brighton because Villa, while they had that lovely bounce and a nice Emery starting off, it'll take Emery time and he knows it and he'll be happy for the break as well. There's quite a few of them players who won't be going to the World Cup.
That's true, yeah.
And he can work with them.
Yeah.
Brighton, I think, will finish this group on this portion of the season on a high. They're at home. They've been playing great football, probably being the most impressive team
most
because
improved
just even after Potter went, even though the results weren't there, the performances stayed with the new coach, the Italian lad. So yeah, I'm going for a Brighton victory.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he started off with it was about 2 or 3 games before he got his first win. But since then, they've really taken off. There was changed teams, of course, in the midweek, but they had a very impressive away game win against Arsenal in the League Cup, 3-1.
Yeah.
So I think momentum is with them. Villa, okay, at home, seem to be doing really well. They had a bounce back with Emery, but they've no win in their last 8 away games. I think, yeah, form is with Brighton. I'm going to go for a Brighton win as well, 2-1 on this.
Okay, that's cool.
Last one, Fulham against Man United. Fulham at home. Difficult one. I'm going to go for Man United to win this one, but I mean, it all depends again which team of United turns up, you know. Fulham, yes, they've got a very good connection between Pereira and Mitrovic. I'm assuming both of them will be playing, but I just think that, you know, United, of course, they should be beating this team. And I'm going to say that this day, this is a team that's going to turn up on this day, and they're going to win against a very much improved Fulham team as well, too, who seem to be punching above their weight very much.
Yeah.
You know,
I've got to treat this game week. I kind of think is like the last game of the season, where even relegated teams go, "What the heck? Let's go for it," you know. And be damned, we're down, but let's. And they're at home. Fulham are at home. It's the last game of the season as such.
yeah, but Fulham are in the top 6 or top 8.
Yeah. But it's still the last game of the season.
Yes.
So that way, like just like the first game of the season, they were at home against Liverpool, and they really took the game to Liverpool, and were unlucky only to get a draw. I think they'll take the game to United, and I think they'll also be unlucky to just get a draw. I'm expecting entertaining game 2-2.
Okay. All right, that's it. So this is our last one.
This is
before
it
the
for a
World
while.
Cup.
We've got a World Cup coming up. We saw the England squad just being announced. No big surprises. Southgate showing loyalty to the guys that did serve them well
Yeah, Harry Maguire,
2 years ago, which is a long time in football.
Raheem Sterling.
Yes, we can Calvin Phillips. We can mention a few
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
course.
hasn't played a game at all. Like
Yes.
he's in the squad, and then when you look at who's he's left behind.
Well, who would replace him? That's the question. Who
Well,
would go in
like
ahead of
I'll
him?
just use it. Maybe people don't know, but I have a slight allegiance to Liverpool, and the Hendersons in the squad. And if I was picking one Liverpool midfielder, I'd have had Harvey Elliott in the squad, because Henderson isn't going to be a starting player, and Elliott will benefit more from the World Cup experience going forward than Henderson.
Maybe he'd bring in Henderson for his leadership qualities, and he needs some
I think he's enough leaders.
in the squad. Really, you think? Is there
Oh,
enough?
I think there's enough people well able to open their mouth and speak.
Yeah, but depends
you know,
what they say, though.
You'll have Rice and you'll have Bellingham. Will be the starting defensive midfielders.
Yes.
They're in the pole positions.
It's not about the starting 11, but in the squad. You
But-
need people like Henderson, like to galvanise the squad, like to be there for support. You
To
know?
say, look, if it's going to be pizza night, we'll have pizza. Yeah, okay, he's great for that. Okay, fair enough. But that's my opinion. I would have brought a couple of young lads like Elliott. I think I would have brought Tomori in there. You know, like I think he's shown that being in the Italian league
Italian league is very different from
is
quality.
you know,
That's good.
maybe not, but habits of playing and winning is a good habit to be in.
Would you agree that the England team are not as good as what they were 2 years ago? That actually regressed.
Oh,
from
no,
the-
they've regressed big time. Like you look at where Sterling and Kane are from where they were 2 years ago, and you're still with loyalty want to play a lot of them. The Saka, Foden, Grealish, yes, but
Grealish has gone down.
Grealish, I think, is plateaued rather than gone down. But
Yeah,
Foden has gone up. Saka is going up with his confidence.
Yeah.
But it depends on what kind of team he plays.
That's true. And you know, I think in a World Cup, it's just about having the right players come together at the right time and find the right form. Few players suddenly finding, the ability like Schillaci in 1990,
Oh, yeah.
scoring 6 or 7 goals.
Goetz is back in the German squad after 5 years away.
You
So
don't
you
know.
never know who's going to be the hero in it.
But it'll be exciting.
And we won't be watching it.
Well, we'll watch some of it.
No.
Yes. And we may make a video or not.
Probably not.
Depending on your comments. Vote now. Do you want us to make World Cup videos? We'll be waiting.
No. Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.